Hey, Coach, welcome to YouTube. I'm so happy you found us on YouTube. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you're looking for greater depth, go check out, I don't know which corner it is, check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 14-day free trial, tons of resources. It will change your life. One-on-one calls with me, office hours, you name it. Go check it out. Enjoy the video.
All right, welcome to High School Hoops, episode 48. All right, this week I'm gonna let you take it, Coach. What's the topic this week?
Well, we're not really into season mode yet. We're in August now, and these are kind of the couple weeks we take off. I'm going to be going up in Minneapolis to visit my brother and do some things, just some personal things and so forth before I start thinking about the game of basketball. But how do you feel of the status of the high school game now as we look at it right now in 2019? What are your thoughts on the game overall?
Well, I would say in the state of Wisconsin, I think it's good. I think here's my issue with the high school game is I think there's a lot of movement and a lot of noisy people out there that are trying to make it like the collegiate game and the pro game. And my argument to them, and I'm going to tell them, is stop. If something works, you don't have to fix it. If my toilet's working and it's flushing and I'm not paying too much in water, why would I replace it? I'm not going to. So I just think that there's this huge movement, like new, flash, new. I think the status of high school basketball is really good right now. I have no problem with people that have the shot clock. I have no problem with people who play quarters or halves or don't have the shot clock. I think that's what makes, first of all, our country great, but I think that's what makes high school basketball is everybody can kind of do something a little bit different. That's okay. It's maybe the teacher and me. We don't all have to do the exact same thing at the exact same time in the exact same box. But don't let high school basketball become what education has become, where everyone is vanilla and everyone has to do the exact same thing. I think that's a downfall of our society, and that's not good for anybody. There's my rants. This is obviously my topic idea. You can tell.
I'm going to say that it's not as good. And I just, in regards, I think we have some better players, but I think we don't have as good as teams overall from top to bottom.
Well, that's a good idea. That's a good point.
And I also think that kids get sick of it. So I don't think it means as much as it did 15, 20 years ago.
It's burnt out. They're definitely burnt out. They're definitely burnt out. That was another great decision I made with my son is I did not push. And he still loves the game that I love. Obviously, I love it. I've done it for my entire life.
Right.
He doesn't I say, hey, let's go to the gym. He goes, all right, yeah, let's go. If I had pushed him when he was 7, I don't know if he'd be still doing it with me. But he still loves it. It's still something he has passion about.
And I don't know if it's a status thing in regards to high school. I just don't feel like there's a commitment for people to come out and watch people play anymore. That's one of my biggest concerns. I don't know if it's like that in the Madison area, but when I go to high school games, I don't feel like the attendance is where it should be for a lot of these high school games.
Well, I think part of the issue is they're building these big facilities too. So I'm not sure attendance has gone down that much in the last 20 years. I'm blessed that I play in the largest division in Wisconsin, and our gym is probably one of the smaller gyms in that division. So, we can comfortably hold, 1,200 to 1,300, 1,500 maybe. So on a Tuesday when we get 1,000 people there, it feels full. But then you go to these new facilities like Some Prairie, who holds like 3,000, and you put 1,000 in there, it feels empty. Your facility,
I don't know. Maybe
your facility's huge. Your gym's bigger than our gym for capacity.
Ours is huge. Our gym is huge.
Right.
But a lot of the gyms in our conference now are just ginormous, and it doesn't feel
right.
It doesn't feel as good.
And it's an economic issue. Like we have a field house which has 4 courts where our freshmen play. They have Phi-Ed, and then we have our main gym where, in retro, if money was no option, that's what the new schools should do. They should have a spectator gym
and a field house,
and which feels like Cameron Indoor at Duke, and then they should have a used facility that has a track, has that in the ideal world, that's what they should do, because it would make it. First of all, it's a home court advantage. I'm telling you right now, our gym's a home court advantage, just because it's so small. It's like, nothing else is. Everything else feels big at this point. We are us and East are the small ones.
My other thing would be, do you feel that we almost become monotonous of like a lot of the same teams are running the same stuff? I feel like I'm watching a lot of everybody do the same stuff. Like it's becoming more and more a lack of creativity, and it seems like most people are kind of doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've never been in that camp. But yeah, I think that's what we were talking about before, with that trickle down effect, kind of from the pro game and the collegiate game. We said maybe 5 ball screens the entire game, but everyone seems to be setting ball screens now. So it's fine. If you got Kevin Durant coming off your ball screen, it's really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I just think I'm just worried what it's going to look like in 20 years. I'm hoping it's just me just being an old fart. But high school athletics is literally the pinnacle, in my opinion, of pure athletics in our society.
Right.
And I'm not. I see it dwindling. I do.
My biggest concern that it'll move to like clubs, and it'll be, I don't know. It makes me nervous. Because it's been such a staple in a community, especially even in Madison community, like watching when you guys went to state when I was still in high school, watching your student section and being Madison so big, but that sense of, wow, it's just everything at that point, I feel like it's losing that pizzazz a little bit right now, and that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, it does. The big schools need it more than the small schools in some respects, because it builds community at that point. But no, I mean, I think it's fun. I mean, I don't think the game. I don't know necessarily if the game's played any better. I think there's better players for sure.
My other question would be, there's people out there, maybe they can respond in the show notes, is like, what's the status of girls basketball in their state? Our numbers are continually dwindling in Wisconsin. I mean, we're enrollment of almost 1,200 kids, and we only have 2 teams of girls. I mean, I thought that was a problem just when I was at a smaller school, being the head coach.
Right.
The numbers were really getting small, but like it seems like it's dwindling everywhere in every sport. So, and more than ever, it's been such an embrace for the female athletes. I'm wondering what's going on. Is it specialization? Is it a lack of interest, or maybe they do too much specialization? By the time they get to high school, they're done with it. Or they're, I don't know.
Right.
I'd be interested to see what other people's point of view on the side of girls, because I feel like boys numbers are still very good, with most programs that I've been around and seeing, but girls continue to dwindle.
Right, and I think there's other sports pulling them too.
Right.
It's that book Range. My brother just read that too. It's like that book Range. It's like, specialization is not the answer when they're young. And
nope.
And I'm going to tell parents, anybody that's listening to this, you're guessing. To be honest with you, you're probably guessing which sport your kid's going to be best at. They tend to move toward what you do.
Right.
I can say that from Mike's son. He's probably playing volleyball and basketball because I did, and that's what I know. I don't know. Maybe it'd have been a better golfer. So in retrospect, maybe I should have given him more options. Next life, I'll do that. All right. Anything else, Coach?
No. Big question of the day today, full time out, is biggest practice pet peeve. What drives you the most in practice that gets you irritated?
I can only pick one.
One.
On the biggest scale, it'd be anybody that shows up late, because being late is.
That was mine too.
Being late is probably, but the next one is so if I can't have, if you're taking late, then I would take either effort or pouting.
Sulking. I hate sulkers.
Sulking or I love my upcoming point guard. He a little pit bull, and him and I are going to go at it. I know we're going to go at it, but he knows I love him, but we're going to go at it. And I can actually take that a little bit better than the pouting, because I know that's going to help me in the game time with a little attitude.
That's sometimes just passion. That's
passion. It's passion. It's teenage boys, hormones.
I'd rather deal with that than
It's
sulking.
the I'm
Anyways.
not playing enough. I'm not, look at me pout. It's like literally the problem is they don't realize that I have no time for pouters.
But
Like,
like, what is your like for time? Like, what drives me nuts is guys getting in the gym. If the practice starts at 10 and they're rolling in at 9:58 on
you're
that
late.
drives me nuts.
You're
I
late.
hate that.
You're
You should
late.
be like
You're late.
at least 10 to 15 minutes early.
You're
There's
late.
no excuse.
It's Lambo
That
time,
is
baby. We've talked about it. You're late.
Yes.
If you're 2 minutes before, you're late.
I lose a lot of respect for people when they're
Yep.
not.
And you know what? And my kids are probably a little different as far as socioeconomic. And I've had some kids like literally like walking in a snowstorm because the bus isn't there and they can't
Right. You got to learn. You got to learn your kids.
Totally get that. Totally get that. But on a normal day when the weather's good and blah, 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 then I blame all the other guys. I blame the teammates. Like, why aren't you, shoot, my son's picking up, like, he's got like a trail he's going. That's your problem. That ain't my problem. I'm telling you when to be there. So yeah, that would late is definitely my pet peeve. I can't.
All right.
It's a life lesson.
Coach.
All right, coach. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Hey, Coach, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're looking for more just like it, check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. 14-day free trial, a mentor in me. Let me help you become a better coach.